Hey yo, what's going on guys? It is Rinne-Hatake here, back with another video. And today, as you can see, we got What If Deku was the Green Goblin's Reincarnation, the final part. And the reason why we got the final part is because you guys hit the like button and got over the like goal of 5 likes. And appreciate it, guys. I appreciate the love and support that you gave on that video. But today we got the next part of it, the final part. And we move past that now. And we now begin. So, as I was saying, Deku, well, Deku became a successful businessman in the business industry and is making millions off his inventions and his incredible uses of gadgets. So he's a professional scientist, basically. Professional scientist and a businessman. So he's making a lot of money. And Yue is taking a liking to him because of his smart and tactical mind, and thought they could ask Deku to do them a favor to help them out with the Green Goblin situation. But Deku views this as a chance to finally get rid of those who troubled him, those who mock him. And yeah, he's gonna be their helper with quotation marks, their helper. And Deku had provided them with special technology that would help them with their hero training once they finally reopen. It will be a month before they will fully reopen, but for now they're still pretty closed. They're still closed. So yeah. Deku views this as the greatest opportunity to destroy every single one of those heroes. And in the tech in the tech that he gave them, he added a self-destruct system to it, so that when he presses one button, every single piece of tech that he has and that he gave them will explode. Hopefully destroying every WA and all its heroes. And that's what Deku's planning, because, he has a grudge against Bakugo because Bakugo basically blew up his mom. I mean, he didn't do it on purpose, but still, he blew up his mom, intending to blow up the villain. So, who is really at fault here? So, yeah. And, that's how that went. And, in a month, they haven't graduated yet, so they'll still be first years. But the third years, I don't know, man. They're gonna stay there for one more month, and then they're finally gonna leave and become pro heroes. So, yeah, they were held back 3 years, bro. For 3 years, they were held back. And they improved their quirks dramatically, and that's how they improved. But the thing is, it's not gonna be too hard for Deku, or the Green Goblin, I should say, because of his smart and tactical mind, and he can easily outsmart Nezu at this rate that he's going with all his scientific discoverments, and the way he uses physics and bends it to his will. He's pretty good with that. So he could easily outsmart Nezu, if it came down to it. But as I was saying, it's finally been the 1 month that everyone's been waiting for, and most of the UA students that were gonna come back didn't come back. Like the few fodder characters that actually aren't too good in My Hero, they were not coming back. like, well, the weaker ones of, well, the weaker Class 1A people and Class 1B people aren't coming back to UA. Only the strong, well, are coming back, but there aren't a few of them. There are only a few. There's like a handful of them, but not much. So this is going according to Deku's plan. And his plan is to, well, weaken UA's, well, heroes that they're gonna be releasing out into the world. And this plan has worked very well. And those who were, well, the weaker characters of my hero in 1A and 1B, well, they're traumatized for life, knowing that their friends have died and that they were the ones who survived to tell the tale. So, yeah, they're still pretty traumatized, so they aren't gonna go to a hero high school anytime soon. So, that's that. And Deku has been planning something with All For One. And All For One was, well, started to develop the high-end Nomus, and he has already developed them, but developed elite high-end Nomus. That's a stronger version of the high-end Nomu. It's basically even stronger than the high-end Nomu, and it's basically the same power as Prime All Might. It has the same power as Prime All Might, and no one. Sorry for the background noises, but I don't think anyone in the My Hero universe could stand up against the Prime All Might when their All Might right now isn't at their prime and is very, very injured. So, yeah. Deku has, well, been developing these Nomus with Dr. Sujiko. So, yeah. And Dr. Oh, not Sujiko. Ujiko, my bad. Apologies. Apologies for the pronouncing. It's Dr. Ujiko. And he's been developing these with Dr. Ujiko, making the high-end Nomus even stronger, developing the medium Nomus to be a little bit stronger, and also the low-end Nomus to be a bit stronger. So yeah, those are part of the plan. And Deku, he doesn't know if he can backstab All For One, because if he does, he's gonna die. So he's still a bit cautious around All For One. So yeah. And 3 weeks into school, or into UA, now that they're back open, well, Midoriya, or Deku, has already started planning, and All For One decided to start an attack already. And the people weren't ready yet. The heroes weren't ready. And All For One commanded an attack, and basically on Hosu again, and commanded an attack on Hosu that injured multiple people. Multiple innocent people were either injured or they're gone, or, well, they died. Multiple were injured, and multiple have passed on into the next life. All the buildings and roads, cars, everything on that, basically everything in Hosu City, almost everything, had been trashed and destroyed. And All Might was there, standing on top of a broken building that was about to collapse. And All Might says, "All For One," as he prepares to jump, and the ground, the roof that he was standing on begins to crack, and he jumps into the sky, trying to land a big attack on All Might, while the other heroes were trying to save as much lives as they can. Endeavor was fighting off the elite high-end Nomus, the high-end Nomus, and the low-end Nomus and mediums. So he was basically trying to fight all of them, but he was getting overpowered by the high-end Nomu, especially the elite high-end Nomu. He didn't stand a chance, and he felt that this was All Might's strength. It felt like the same strong as All Might, and he knew he couldn't win. But Hawks was there as well. Hawks was trying to help him out. All the top 10 heroes, Mirako, Hawks, Woods, and all the others, were trying to help. And And Bakugo came in to help as well, but he couldn't even handle the medium tier Nomus. He was getting pushed back by them, but a higher Nomu decided to come in and punched Bakugo straight in the side, basically destroying almost all the ribs on that one side. And Bakugo coughs out blood and gets slammed into a building. And two medium tier Nomus decided to do a double smash, a double punch straight to Bakugo's face, but Bakugo managed to dodge barely by doing a stun grenade to stun them for 1 split second so he can get out of there. And Bakugo knows that if he gets hit with one more punch like that, and especially on the head, he will surely die. So he knows he has to be very cautious. And Bakugo can't really do anything right now because if he can't even handle a mid-tier Nomu, what makes him think he can help Endeavor fight the high end and the elite high end? So yeah, Tokoyami decided to help. It was nighttime and there was flames, so he was a bit under control, but he was getting overpowered by the Nomus. Dark Shadow was getting pushed back by the elite Haya Nomu and the Haya Nomu. So he tried to go close combat, but instead he just got ragdolled, and he tried to block all those attacks, but whatever attack he tried to block, he got pummeled. He got wailed on, and with one quick punch straight in the gut, Tokoyami was knocked out by the elite Haya Nomu, getting sent flying and crashing into 2 buildings, which heavily injures Tokoyami, and he's out of this fight. And Todoroki tries to butt in using his flames, and Todoroki has grown stronger with his flames, managing to use blue flames at times and make his ice as cold as, well, gray, full Buster's ice when he's in apologies for all the stuttering, but his ice can go to the same degree as Gray Full Buster when he's using his demon ice, basically. And even with that, though, he still doesn't have the demon power, so that doesn't really help him much because the elite Haya Nomu, the one that was fighting Endeavor, punched Endeavor straight in the face, knocking him into 3 buildings, and decided to head for Todoroki and started beating on Todoroki. Todoroki was getting pummeled with OP combos, with the 2-piece combo, 3-piece combo, and even extending. And the Nomu was basically doing a Gatling, basically a Gum Gatling at this point. Todoroki was getting hit with so many punches that he fainted while still getting punched and got hit straight in the face, just as hard as his father. His face got punched. The same force as what the Nomu did to his father, and, well, Endeavor is, well, he's knocked out by that punch. So I wouldn't doubt that Todoroki wouldn't get knocked out. So he got knocked out too. And Bakugo is still trying to fight his ribs. The ribs on his right, on his left. On his, well, not, yeah, it is on his right side. So on his right side, well, are all broken. And he can feel a bit of the bones trying to puncture his lungs. He can't move as much. And, the green goblin, or Deku, decides to show up, throwing his new invention, the Goblin Bombs, which, Goblin Bombs 2.0, basically. I'm just making this up as I go, but these bombs do twice as much damage as the bombs or the explosions that, well, Bakugo has on his gauntlets. Twice the amount. So he drops 3 of them near Bakugo, and the rest of some fodder heroes and some elite or some of the high-end heroes, and they were all injured by this badly. Bakugo was sent into the wall and coughs out even more blood and drops to his knees. and starts coughing. And Deku within his mask smiles with a grim smile, saying, "Bakugo." And as he hovers over to Bakugo, saying to the elite high Nomu and the medium Nomus to go find a new target. This one's mine. And as he looks down at Bakugo, saying, "Well, Katsuki Bakugo, what is your last words?" As Midoriya, as you can see, he has those laser gloves, basically laser sword gloves, and those are the things he invented for close quarters combat. And Deku activates the quirk that he was given in his mask, basically. As you can see, it starts to shine even brighter yellow, and basically he activates his gloves, which are enhanced by his quirk. He developed the gloves to be enhanced even more with his quirk that he was given, and he says, "Are you ready to die?" And Bakugo looks at him and says, "Who the hell are you? Why are you doing this? You need to stop. This isn't right." And, Midoriya says, "The way you killed my mom isn't right." Bakugo widens his eyes, saying, Are you the green-headed kid from middle school? Are you Izuku Midoriya, that green-headed kid from middle school? The one who graduated 2 years earlier?" And Midoriya replies saying, "Yes, I am. And you're not gonna live the tale. Well, you're not gonna live to tell the tale." And as he as he brings his hand down, finishing Bakugo off, slashing. Before I continue, this is gonna be a bit gory and stuff, so if you don't really like this type of content that is right now, you can watch some of my other videos that don't have as much gore as this. But we continue. Brings his hand down and slashes at Bakugo's throat. And Bakugo, the light in his eyes begin to fade, and as he drops down, Bakugo was finished. And Midoriya begins laughing maniacally, saying, "You weak fool, you don't understand. I will rule this world." As he keeps destroying other heroes and other weak pro heroes, he stumbles across Endeavor. Getting out of the building he was punched into. The Hayanomu ceases and basically uppercuts him into the top floor, and he bursts through the roof of the it's basically a I'm gonna say a 5-story building, and his body gets hit out of the roof, and the Hayanomu goes down, and basically there's a Hulk smash straight into Endeavor's gut, and as Endeavor tries to block this, his two arms shatter with such force due to the force of the attack of the elite Hayanomu. And as he plummets down to the ground, Todoroki slides up with his ice quirk because he finally woke up with a very, very high concussion and fractured skull and a knocked out of place jaw. As he slides up and grabs Endeavor, he quickly pops his jaw back into place, saying, "Dad, we gotta get out of here. We can't beat them. These Nomu and the Green Goblin and that guy in the black suit. We don't stand a chance against them. Even All Might's struggling." As I look up to see All Might struggling badly as he gets tossed around like a rag doll, getting ditched into multiple buildings. And on one occasion, he gets launched into the air and gets hit with multiple wind cannon blasts. And oh my, oh, he's struggling. He's almost out of time, and he knows he has to end it here, or else he'll be finished. And All Might gets dragged by one of All For One's extendable quirk things and gets slammed straight into a building and down into the ground. And All Might coughs out blood and like just trying to regain some stamina while he's on the ground, but breathes heavily, saying, "What the hell? He's even stronger. What is this? He shouldn't be this strong. I know I injured him enough so that he can recover. I know I did that much damage, but maybe he got himself healed somehow. He's at his prime at this point." All Might knows this, and he sees a high-end Nomu. And I didn't really say how much high-end Nomus were released, but they released 10 high-end Nomus, and 5 of them challenged All Might, and All Might was getting ragdolled by these things, and he couldn't feel the punches. These were the same strong as his punches back when he was in his early age, at his prime. And All Might widened his eyes, saying, "What the hell? These things are insane. Their power, their strength, they rival mine when I was in my prime. If this is the power he's bringing out, we don't stand a chance." All Might gets punched right in the face, and then uppercutted by another, and then All For One decided air cannon at point blank range at the spot of his injury, and All Might coughs out so much blood he legit puffs turns back, gets winded basically. So the way his transformation works is when he sucks up air to look like he's buff, right? Well, he basically gets hit with a point blank wind cannon straight in his injury, and that basically knocked the wind out of him, knocking him back into his Small Might form, and he plummeted straight to the ground, coughing out even more blood as he tries to get up, saying, "I can't win. I will die at this rate. The people need me." As he tries to get up, and Deku looks down at All Might. Apologies, I'm really tired, but we move. All Might. Well, Deku looks down at All Might, saying, "All Might, you should have joined us while you can, while we still allowed you. You knew you couldn't win at the start, but yet you still chose to fight. If you join us now, we'll spare your life. But if you choose to die, then you will die. Right here and now." Bakugo is dead. Todoroki's trying to find his way out of the Nomu site. And, yeah, this is ending terribly for every single person. In Japan, basically All Might, well, he doesn't give up and he gets KO'd because Deku dropped one of those goblin bombs on him, and that destroyed All Might because he dropped 5 of them on All Might, and 5 it's basically increased, as I've said, explosion when it has impact on something. It's twice as strong as Bakugo's Gauntlet explosion, so 5 of those would definitely will be overkill and destroyed All Might as it is. All Might is no longer. Japan got conquered less than a week later. And soon, All For One started spreading his villains over the world. He starts conquering the world. Sooner or later, the world is getting conquered. Apologies. Sorry for the quick break. I needed a water break, and someone also came in while I was recording, but we move. As I was saying, Deku, well, Japan and most of the world is conquered by Deku and All For One. There's one faction though, since Deku revolted against All For One, there's two factions, And those factions are the LOV, the League of Villains, and the GG, or the Green Goblins. The Green Goblins, basically. Apologies, because, keep on burping, bro. Keep on yawning, too. Apologies for that. But the Green Goblin is planning to make some quick erasure bullets, but he doesn't know how to do that. And, he finds the Rinne-Hatake, and they're on his side, and, since the villains are ruling, they are ruling too, but they have joined the Green Goblin side. The Green Goblin made a deal with them, and the deal was perfect. But there was one side of Deku, a little bit of the good side left, that said, don't let them do that to that little girl. But there's one side that ruled over that side and threw it over, saying, don't give in. It doesn't matter if they're using a child to get what they want. You destroyed multiple civilizations to get what you want. So what's the difference? And basically Deku's consciousness was taken over, fully taken over by the Green Goblin's vengeful spirit, and there's nothing he can do about it. He made the quick erasure bullets with the Rinne-Hatake and Overhaul, and they're gonna try to do they're trying to, well, bait All For One into coming out and basically making a peace treaty, and they'll be one again. And All For One, he feels like something's up, but decides to not bring anyone else, just him and the Green Goblin. And the Green Goblin, well, he didn't bring anyone too. And All For One has portal quirks. And, well, All For One thought he didn't bring anyone, but he did. He brought that Rinne-Hatake and his elite warriors. Dr. Ujiko also revolted against All For One due to the fact that he had a great scientist to work with, and that was the Green Goblin, since they developed the greatest Nomus. So they've developed, well, not Nomus, but elite warriors. Basically, almost like basically a bio-android. They've created a bio-android with the strengths of Prime All Might and All For One combined, and they're elite warriors. And they're basically 4 warriors. He has 4 of them: the red, the orange, the blue, and the green. Those are his elite warriors. The name is just a color, okay? So blue, red, orange, and green. That's basically it. And they're waiting, silently, waiting for the orders. And these bio-androids were created by, well, human experiments. It's not very good stuff. And YouTube, don't hit me with a yellow check. I'm not condoning this action, okay? I'm not saying do this. I'm saying don't do this. This is a very, very wrong action. So don't do this ever. So yeah. Yeah, that's basically that. But All For One also came in with a backup since he has a portal cloak. So he's basically on standby. Well, his minions are on standby. And once the Green Goblin and All For One go into their meeting place, they began talking. All For One started this conversation, and All For One says, "Well, Green Goblin, what do you want from the LOV? I know you're up to something more than just a peace treaty. You want to overthrow us. So what is your goal? And what is your final plan?" And the Green Goblin, or Deku, replies with, "Well, All For One, you're keen as ever. My plan is to overthrow you, but at this rate, we're never gonna overthrow you with the power you possess. So, it's better to make a peace treaty than to, cause more casualties on both sides. and All For One is using a quirk to sense if he's lying or not. And Deku, well, he built multiple things to cancel multiple quirks in his, well, his suit. And he's added a new feature that cancels the quirk that All For One's using. Well, it's basically truth seeking. I'm just gonna make up a random quirk, and it's called truth seeking. And if you can basically tell if you're telling the truth or not. It's basically a lie detector, but a quirk. So yeah, Deku built in something in his suit that will cancel this quirk. So All For One isn't really sure, but he goes to shake his hand. But All For One is just waiting for the right moment. And Deku, he grabs All For One's hand, and as he was about to grab his hand, he basically he points his finger straight at All For One, and a device in his suit shoots out a red bullet, and it hits All For One, and All For One wasn't expecting this, and All For One was like, "You traitor," and he tries to use his quirks, and All For One, apologies for that, but All For One, his quirks were deleted. He doesn't have them anymore. And All For One's just like, what the hell? Because now he can't even see. He doesn't even have a nose. I don't even know how he can, see, maybe a detecting quirk or something. But now he can't even see anymore. He begins wandering around, and the Green Goblin activates his glove that he used to destroy or basically get rid of Bakugo. He activates that glove and does the same with All For One. And All For One was overthrown, and the Green Goblin laughs maniacally, saying it's done, and began overthrowing All For One's minions. And soon the world we know it, was finally taken over by the Green Goblin. And that's where I'll be leaving it off. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And please hit the like button and subscribe to and also hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I post a new video. And hit the like button so this video can reach others that may enjoy this video and type of content too. And please hit the subscribe button because it will help my YouTube algorithm out, and it just gives me a boost in the YouTube basically, so this could be recommended to you anytime. So if you guys enjoyed, I'll see you guys in the next part. Peace.